I wanted to ask you, because you've been around for so long, from the
Yeah.
'90s and on the mat, back in the '90s, and I'm going to ask you like what it is now, right? But what makes this a good school? What made a good school in the '90s?
Hmm. What made a good school in the 90s? Um, there were so few of them. That's a hard one to say. Um, you know, if I can go back in time, I would probably advise make sure you go somewhere where it's a Brazilian with a lineage that you can kind of trace back, to the Gracers, what have you. I guess I would still say the same thing too. I said make sure you understand the lineage of who you're learning from. But a welcoming environment. I like a school. I'm a big fan of competition as an experience. Like I said, I didn't particularly enjoy competing myself, but that pressure of standing in front of all your teammates, your coach yelling at you, the crowds out there, and a guy or an opponent that you're facing off with that's going to do everything within their power to submit you or beat you on points. I think it's an experience everyone has to experience at least a few times. But you train where your friends are. You train where you feel welcome. And I've traveled a lot. I've been a guest at many schools, and I can say that most of them are friendly and most of them are welcoming. And I've rarely encountered a bad vibe anywhere. But you got to go where you fit in, and you are within a circle of supportive friends. So I have a bunch of friends here at Legacy that we text each other, we talk to each other. And I just love that there's such a healthy influence on my life. I think when I look at within my circle outside of jiu-jitsu, I think a lot of folks think, oh, Gilbert's in great shape. He looks great for a guy in his late 50s. He eats right, he works out, he's a jiu-jitsu black belt. But then I show up here, and then I see people here that are about my age that are in phenomenal shape. Professor Ray was just at a boxing match.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed by that. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Or Aiko, with the amount of training that he's doing all the time. And and I realized, like, no, I still have a way to go. I really need to get even a little bit more, disciplined about my training and diet and regimen. But I'm motivated to come here. And I think that would be the first thing. Can you find good jiu-jitsu schools anywhere? Yeah, you pretty much can. But if you're not motivated to go there, and it's not an encouraging, supportive environment, then maybe you want to pass. But I'm a big advocate of you got to try a few classes, see how you feel. And one of the things that I like about Legacy is that it's not just that there's a class every day, almost every time of the day, but you got different types of classes. So one of my favorite classes is Professor Ricky's drills class on Mondays and Wednesdays, because that's
530. They started calling it
the what?
The 530, the 530, because it's 530. Yeah.
I love it because it is more focused on fundamental movements and drills with a light amount of rolling. But on a day where I don't really feel up to sparring, I can still benefit from that class. Or the other class that I love is Professor Uday's no-gi class. I just love Uday. He's just like full of energy.
Enthusiastic, yeah.
He just makes you want to get out there. And I just love the way he runs his class because just an incredible amount of positive energy in there. It's hard for me to get out here during the week because of the traffic. It's a 25-minute ride on a Sunday morning, but Monday through Friday it's a little tough. But I do try to make that. But Pasadena as well has a ton of classes, great people to train with. So it's been a good fit for me. So thanks for being.
Yeah.
But thanks for allowing me to be a part of Legacy Masters for 3 years, but also kind of giving me a new training home because I've just been way more motivated to train here.
Love it, man. Love to hear that. That's what it's about right there. Yeah.